switching from dropshipping to owning inventory. I've seen a few questions around this topic and they usually go something like, I've been dropshipping for a while now. I want to switch to owning my own inventory. How do I go about doing that? And those questions are often followed by, what if I want to own my own local inventory? What if one product is selling more than the other? Do I need to narrow down my product selection? So let's break that down. In my experience, if you want to own your own inventory, there are kind of 3 ways to do so if you're transitioning from dropshipping. Number 1 is to use a dropshipping agent in China to order and store your inventory for you in their warehouse. Number 2 is just to order the product directly to be sent to the local warehouse or 3PL in whichever country your customers are based. And for number 3, you just combine both. Now, the main reasons why businesses do this, in my experience, at least why my clients have done this, is they don't want to rely on AliExpress anymore. They want to switch to faster, more reliable shipping methods. You know, you're going to have faster shipping times, faster fulfillment times, which is just the time it takes for the order to be prepared for once it comes in. And you're going to be less likely to run out of stock, among a bunch of other things as well, which we'll get into a bit later. But first, let me just make a small distinction here, but an important one. When your agent orders the product on your behalf, you own the product. You've paid for it. They've ordered it specifically for you. And when that product runs out, you're going to have to order more for yourself. Whereas some other agents may provide you more of a list of products, a product list, where you can choose to sell those products on their behalf. In that case, they own the product, not you. And if they share that product list with other clients, which they often do, and some of those other clients, suddenly pop off and get loads of sales, you may actually be affected by it and they may run out of inventory and not be able to fulfill your orders because of that. So in my opinion, stick with a supplier who actually orders the product specifically for you, and they're also not sharing your winners with anyone else. And that's kind of an important point as well. If they're sharing their other clients' winners with you, then they're going to be sharing your winners with other clients. A story comes to mind when I first dabbled in AliExpress, where basically I was already in China, but I didn't really know how to go about things. And I was communicating with a supplier in Chinese. He pretty much was just sharing everything with me. All the winning products, what the clients were doing, sending me the websites and the specific SKUs that they were actually selling, because there were a bunch of different products. And obviously I felt like I'd hit a gold mine in that regard. But if you think about it, while in the short term you kind of benefit, in the long term, when you actually start making your own money, getting your own winning products, they're going to share those winning products with their other clients. And then, you start to lose out. So in my opinion, find someone that you can trust who's not sharing any winners with you, because if they're sharing winners with you, then they're obviously going to be sharing your winners with others. Anyway, enough of that tangent. Let's get back to the other questions. So some people specifically want to own their own product and store it in a local warehouse, but they have multiple products, some of which are not selling very well. In this case, if you can, I would go with a hybrid model where you work with a dropshipping agent in China, who also, or if you can find one yourself, has a partnership with the 3PL in the local country where your customers are based. You want the fastest shipping times possible for those SKUs or those products that are selling really well. So you work with a local 3PL, but you still work with an agent in China because they're going to source the product for you, reduce the risk of you running out of inventory because they're going to be managing your inventory, and also they have really low lead times. They're also going to be able to ship those lower sales volume products, because it's not going to really be worth to ship those products to a local warehouse yet. And for all the other countries you sell to, they can still ship at really cost-effective rates. Now, I've talked about this in other videos, but just quickly going back to those low lead times, the difference between, shipping the product from one place in China to another is always going to be shorter than shipping it from China to another country. And for those of you out there who are working with AliExpress and you're thinking about just jumping straight into local fulfillment, really consider if you actually need to fulfill locally straight away. The shipping times from China, if you're using a private agent, are still pretty damn fast, depending on where you are shipping to. But yeah, each business is different. Some businesses want to be able to say that their products are shipped from within the same country their customers are. It's really up to each business to decide which is the best move for them. Now, some of you might be asking, how do I actually find a private agent in China then? And the good news is you are looking at one. I don't really do much of the picking and packing these days myself, but I've run this sourcing and fulfillment company called eCompanion. You can search it up, ecompanion.com with 2 M's. Since 2020. And we're based in Shenzhen. If you want faster fulfillment times, shipping times, better product quality, do give us a shout. I'll leave a link in the description. And that's it for today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.